Hey guys, I'm Steve from Brothers, and today I'm in the tech center, and we're going to be replacing the blower fan motor in our 75 GMC here. We're getting the factory air conditioning all back up to snuff, and realized that we've got an issue here that we've got to address. I'll give you a little taste of what it sounds like. So that's not pretty, and we got to do something about it. So we're going to replace the motor and more than likely the squirrel cage while we're in there. There's two motors that go in this truck. One has a small vent hole, it's 11/16. The other one uses a 3/4 vent hole. That's going to identify which motor your truck has. You're going to want to do that ahead of time so you can buy a motor and have it ready so you can just make the swap all at once. Our truck has the 3/4, so that's what we're going to be using today. This is going to be a job that is going to use your basic hand tool. So I've got myself a couple sockets here and one wrench. It looks like I'm only going to need a 5/16 wrench for this job. I guess once I get the motor out of there, I'll see what the squirrel cage is being held on by, and we'll address that when I get to that point. I'm going to start ripping this out. I'm not going to waste your time while I disassemble it here, but I'll check back with you as soon as I get this motor out of here and we can talk about something else. Alright, so we got the motor and the squirrel cage out. The motor's, you can hear the howl in it just by spinning it. So the motor's gone bad. Bearings or whatever have gone bad over the years. It wasn't really that difficult to get out. We struggled a little bit down here. There's a couple screws, this one and this one, that were kind of tough. It was not too bad though. I used a swivel with my socket, and we were able to get down there pretty easily and just back those out slowly. And they were 5/16. It looks as if, let's see, the nut on the center of the squirrel cage is going to be a 3/8 on our truck. Who knows what it's going to be on yours, but anyway, I'm going to have to go to the toolbox and get another wrench. But before I go, I should mention that this would be a good time to get yourself a shop vac. I got one right here, and what I did is I ran it down inside here, and I just vacuumed out about probably 40 years of crap that got piled up in there. And really, anything that's in there could eventually get inside your air box and into your air system and contaminate it and make it less efficient. So this would be a nice time to get in there, use your shop vac, and just vacuum that thing out. Alright, I'm back. I scored myself a 3/8 socket to take this nut off of here, and I also scored myself a fairly large screwdriver because these old plastic style squirrel cages are typically pressed on, and even though it's plastic and it's probably not going to be rusty, it's probably going to take a little bit of effort. So I'm just going to use the screwdriver to kind of wedge it off a little bit, help me get that cage off of there. So let's start by getting the nut off. The impact driver does the job there. And I'm just going to wedge this under, and you don't want to break the cage, so just kind of work your way around, kind of one side to the other, back and forth, so that you don't snap that cage. Once it comes off a little bit, I've done this a few times, once you get it off a little ways, you should be able to just kind of grab the cage by the bottom and then yank up on it and have it come all the way off. I'm getting pretty close to that now. So let's see if we can get the cage off of here. Yeah, there we go. And there you go. All right. A lot of times, and this motor has it, a lot of times you'll find this little spacer under here. And what that little spacer does is it keeps the cage from sliding too far down and coming into contact with any of the motor housing. So make sure that if your truck had this spacer on it, that you make sure you grab that off the old motor, because that doesn't always come with the new motor assembly. So I'm going to go get the new motor assembly. I'm going to put the fan cage on it, put our spacer on it, get that all put back together. Prior to throwing this on the other one though, I'm going to take my compressor and I'm going to put a nice blast of air through here and try to get some of this gunk out of there, because just like all the gunk that was inside here earlier, if this thing has a bunch of stuff in it, this could definitely end up in your face flying through your vents when we get this fired back up. Alright guys, I got this fan all cleaned up, I got it mounted to the motor, and you can tell it spins much more freely. It's not making any noise, so I think we're going to be in good shape when we put this back in. Although when I took it out, I did screw up the gasket a little bit. There's a gasket that goes around here. It seals the motor to the airbox. So what I like to do is I just take the gasket, and I suggest you orient it first on the box so you know which way it goes. There's a little tiny alignment pin on the box here, and you can use that to hang the gasket onto the box after you put a little glue on it. I just take a little bit of spray adhesive of some sort and use a piece of cardboard. You don't want to get that on the floor of your garage. And I'm going to spray a little spray adhesive on here, and then I'm going to hang the gasket onto the box. So I'm going to get that done right now, and I'll come back and start putting the motor in. The glue is just going to help us kind of hold it in place so it doesn't fall off while we're putting the motor in. Just be very careful that you're lining up all your holes, because you're not going to want to have to search for those when you go to put your screws in a few minutes. And we'll just get that kind of set in place. All right, there we go. Now we can put the motor back in. It'll be sealed up and everything will be very efficient. I want to mention also that while you were cleaning your squirrel cage, if you aren't replacing it, you might notice that there's some of these little balance weights on here. There's a few on mine. Now, those are actually meant to balance the fan so it doesn't wobble inside the housing. Definitely if any of those came off, you're going to want to try to identify where they came from and put them back on. Otherwise, you're going to get a vibration in your fan when you put it on high or probably even medium. So make sure that you didn't lose any of those along the way. Let's get this motor put in here right now. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to hang the motor by one of these top screws, maybe two of the top screws, and just kind of hold it in place. A couple of the ones on the bottom are a little tricky when I took them off, so I'm expecting them to be tricky when we put them back on. So at least we can get the motor held in place first, and we'll come back and try to get those trickier ones in after we got the top ones hanging the motor. And I'm going to leave them a little bit loose. That way the motor has some movement in case I need to line the holes up while I'm down there getting those more tricky ones in. Alright guys, our motor's back in. It was a good idea to hang the motor by the top two bolts there first. Really made it easy to get those bottom ones in that were tricky coming out, but going back in there were easy. I ended up shortening my socket to just a short socket. Originally I was using a deep socket, and the short socket actually fit back there a little easier. The swivel on the socket was a must-have. You probably could have gotten in there with a wrench, but that would have taken quite a while. So using the swivel on the socket was really the trick there. And let me give you a little test of what this sounds like now. You remember probably what it sounded like before. Now it's running nice and smooth, and I got it on high, and it's blowing pretty well inside the truck too. I already checked that. So anyway, this job took about 45 minutes. We're all done now, and I would like to invite you to check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and also check out more of our how-to videos by subscribing to our YouTube channel.